dogs are acting up. Boop. Okay. So get you a band. Get you a chair. I have a pad here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use a bar. Okay. So a lot of times a bar can really help you get lined up and then we're going to use some weights. All right. So I am going to use some weights. I'm going to do some traditional carries today, but we're going to do a little bit of circuitry today. So a lot of people will say circuit and they don't really know what we mean by circuit. So here's a warm-up circuit right now. So see this bar? I'm taking it and I'm digging in here to my side. I'm taking nice wide steps. The reason I want you to take wide steps right now is while we're warming up is because when you take a wide step like this, it slows you down just a little and it opens up your ranges. Okay. So I'm going to go back, going to go back. And next time I'm going to go back with a wider step. So right here on the get-go, see how I'm stepping wider? So when you step wider, you have a tendency to lean in. So I'm trying to get you to not lean in because I want you to lift your rib cage. I want you to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, if possible. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to also step wide because that makes me hesitate for just a second. See how that's a little hesitation there? So I'm going to do this maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 passes of 3 to 4 steps each. And do you see how when you step just a little wider, front and back, and you keep your bar low? See, I'm keeping it low. Make sure you don't hit anything behind you. You slow down. When you slow down, you have a chance to readjust your spine, your shoulders, and you have a chance for your brain to do some reading of, oh my goodness, she's not laying in her bed anymore. She's not sitting on her rear end anymore. She is standing up. She is walking wide. We have to balance everything. See, that's why I want you to hesitate as you're walking front to back. Now take your pole and change it up. We're going to still take a big step. So when I took that big step, see, I pulled back and I'm reaching out. I'm staying under my chin and around and down. Now, when I come to here and I have it right here, okay, now I'm going to pull my elbows back and I'm going to lift my elbows. Now I'm going to take the next step and I'm going to reach it down and around. And when I come right to here, see, this is where everybody either keeps it low and they just do this kind of thing. I want you to bring those elbows up, okay? Take that other big step. So I'm only taking like 2 to 3 giant steps because of my space. But when I do it, I'm adjusting. I'm doing a lot of adjusting. The brain has to do that, okay? So the tummy comes in, breathe, breathe, breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you need to use your mouth, of course, do to get that air, okay? That's number 1. Because breathing through the nose, especially when you do activity, is a process of training yourself to use your olfactory or your nose, not really the smell factory, but because that's in your nose, but that's the passageway for helping you to deep breathe. Okay, so I've kept my elbows up. I'm going to do one more time. I'm taking an extra wide step, and now I've speeded it up just a little bit, and then I'm going to step back, and I'm going to, whenever I come right here, see the bar is under my chin. But I'll tell you, many of you have your elbows down. Now, sometimes your shoulder is such that you have to keep your elbows down because you don't want pain. You do want to stretch, but you can start to differentiate between a bad pain and a good pain. Okay, I like to think of myself as a good pain. I know Kathy's choking right now. Okay, now we're gonna speed it up. I'm gonna go out and in, out and in, out and in. I'm taking little tiny short steps. So I'm doing the very exact opposite. I have to help my dog up. She can't get up. She doesn't have it right now. She's recovering from her little injury. Okay, so I'm gonna go short, front, back, front, back. So I'm doing that flossing, that very important flossing in my joints, okay? So I'm keeping my shoulders together. I'm keeping them down. I'm breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. And I'm taking short steps. And when you take a short step, what it forces you to do is it forces you to go into your toe box. So I'm acting like I'm walking on ice, because then you're going to have better control, because you will engage your hip, your knee, your foot, and your balance system is totally different. When you walk like this, which is not a normal walking stance, we will do that in just a second. I want to keep moving this bar, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. In through the nose, out through the nose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm into my toe box. Not hard. My heel does touch, but the emphasis is into the midfoot and to the front of the foot. Okay, so we got one more pass to do. One more pass to do. In through the nose, out through the nose. Yeah. Big breath. Bring that bar down. And the first hip hinge starts. And then I come right back into here. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to say rib cage up. Drop my chin. Push my butt back. Come right to my, right at my thigh, right above my knee, and then pull up, okay? What I'm doing right now is a very important move for you to really hone in on. Why? Because this is what typically people will call a deadlift, okay? It's gotten lots of bad training and lots of bad reps, but it is a very beneficial move if you do it right. So here we go. I'm going to do this not like a big weightlifter. I'm going to do this as if everybody out there has a back issue. Okay. So that said, you hip hinge, you say rib cage up, drop my chin, you push the butt back, you let the weight go down. You're pushing, you're bending your knees slightly. You're going all the way to right in front of your feet. And now you're pushing through your heels and you're coming right here. And your butt is tight. Now you release your butt. You do the hip hinge. You say rib cage up and you drop down with that weight. Right now we're using a bar. We're going through the basics of a traditional squat and a traditional, what they've usually called, some of you might have heard it, a deadlift. The point is you don't want to do it and be dead. You want to do it so that you can train your back and so that you don't hurt your back, okay? Don't rush this, number one. Number two, bend your knee, go down, and you really do not put your head way down. You want to bring that butt down with you. And then you start to straighten your legs as you're lifting and putting the weight into the whole torso. So push the butt back. You come down, drop your butt just a tiny bit lower, and then come back up. This is not done fast, okay? Now, take your little bar, do a little rotation. Now, when you come down, right now, those of you with shoulder issues, I want you to pull your elbows back, okay? I'm sitting right into my whole four corners of my foot, the front and the back. I'm gonna push this bar out, and I'm gonna check in and see how my shoulder's feeling, okay? So when I come right to here, I'm gonna pull those elbows back. So now, as I push out and I come back in, I'm gonna feel the shift going on in my feet. Okay, your knee should be soft, not necessarily super bent. And you need to feel the shifting going on in your feet. Now, there's lots of people that have neuropathy for many reasons. This is a good time to really check and see how your feet are feeling the load as you're shifting it back and forth. Okay, one more, and then we're gonna start picking up our weights, okay? So here I go, my shoulders are down, my knees are soft. When my knees go soft and I know I'm heading down, what do I do through here? I push that butt back. I do that hip hinge, see? I keep my shoulders down. I go down and I take my butt down. Now I start to straighten as I lift the weight. Yeah, I start to straighten my legs as I lift that weight, but my back does not go into flexion, ever. Okay, let's do that one more time. Soften your knees. The butt starts to go back. You should feel that when you push your butt back and you keep your rib cage up, right now, you should feel the back extensors. Whoa, I tell you, I feel them engaged. Okay, I'm gonna go down. Now I'm gonna go down. See, I'm not gonna put my head down. I'm gonna bend my knees. I'm gonna push my butt back a little more. Okay, now I'm gonna come up. My shoulders are down. I'm pushing hard into the heels and I'm coming up, okay? Big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose, if possible. Okay, I'm gonna put my little bar right there. And we're gonna do something a little different today because I'm gonna try to encourage you to shake up all your musculature. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the pad down, that pillow, whatever, and I'm gonna put one foot on the pad. I'll turn here to the side so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, so I'm right here. I'm gonna put one foot on the pad. Okay, so I'm in a lifting kind of a modality. I'm not super wide, but I'm standing here beside the pad. I put one foot on the pad. See that? Okay. This, now I'm gonna pick up a light to medium weight. Okay. And we're gonna take that down and we're gonna do some various moves with this. And we're gonna go from one foot being on this to none being on this to the other foot being on this pillow. Okay, you got it? So there's going to be 3 different stances that we do, picking up this medium to lightweight. Just getting your back going and understanding what this, the variations that this deadlift can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a 12-pound weight. This is 12. This is 12. Now that starts getting into a medium weight for me. But if a 6 or an 8 or a 9 is medium, then you pick that up, okay? So here I am. I'm going to approach my platform, right? So I'm going to stand beside it. I'm going to put one foot on the pillow and one foot on the ground. So what does that little step do? Well, now you're in a different height of plane. So I'm going to push my butt back. See, I'm going to try that a couple of times. I'm not going to go down immediately because I got this foot up here. Okay, everything's different, right? Okay, push your butt back. Say rib cage up. Tuck in my chin, shoulders down. Now go right on down, just like we did before. See, the weights are right here in front. Push your butt back. Now push through the heels and come up and open, okay? Here I go. I'm going to push back. and I'm going to do 4. So I'm going to come all the way down here. Now I'm going to push into the heels, and I'm going to come up and back. So what you should be feeling is just by putting one foot on the pillow, it's changed everything as far as how you use your hips, how you use your back, how you use your feet. Push into the heels and come back up. So you have a tendency to want to rock into the toe of the raised foot. Don't do that. Okay? So here I go. Push the butt back. I get, I think, 1 or 2 more. I'm going to come all the way down here, and then I'm going to push, and I'm going to come back. And I never, ever, ever flex my back. Okay? This is all extension. I'm going into my heels, both my heels. Push and come back. Okay? Now, step off of your block. Okay? Now I've got both feet on the floor. Okay? Still have my medium weight. So here I come. Push your butt back. Drop your chin. In through the nose. And when you lift right now, push into the heels. And exhale through the nose. And I come right here. Okay? We're going to do this 4 times. Push into the heels. Push your butt back. Go down. There's the weight right there in front. Now, whenever I start to come up, I make sure that my shoulders are down. Okay, I got 2 more. Here we go. Heels. Shoulders are down. Yeah. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the nose, heels, 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 heels. Squeeze your butt. Woo! Okay. Now I've got the other leg that I've got to put on the platform. So make whatever adjustments you need. See, I'm doing it like this. I'm going to turn it so you can see me. Okay. Just like that. I think you can see this. Okay. The other foot goes on the disc or your pillow. Now, here's my medium weight, correct? I'm just going to take a little press right to here. I'm going to take a little press right to here. Now, those of you with shoulder issues, and when you put your foot on this, as you saw, see with these weights, and now you have an uneven surface. This is called life. This is called real life situations. You overbalance, underbalance. You have to find how to pull yourself back into that balance position, okay? And all the same time, I'm going to go tap. And for those of you with shoulder issues, this kind of a move right here is usually an okay move because it doesn't hurt. But it really helps me to fire up all of my arm musculature, because now this is, it's a pretty significant weight because I'm going into definitely medium, and I'm just taking a moment to do a little bit of firing of my biceps, okay? And I've got my foot on an uneven surface. The other foot is right here beside. Now I'm going to hold it right here, and I'm going to push my butt back. And here's the deal. Many of you, as we go down, you're going to tend to press more on the solid foot. Try to equalize that out. Try to go equal and feel it into your heels, okay, of both feet. It's going to feel weird. All right, so I'm just telling you, this is yet one technique of helping your muscles, your bones, your connective tissue do the changing that they need to do. That's called training. If you do the same way, the same routine constantly, your brain just goes into sleep mode. Well, I take my job seriously, so I don't want your brain to go in sleep mode. That's why I change up everything. That's what Friday session was about. And I'm employing a few of those techniques right now. even though we are doing our regular, using our free weights. Okay, I think that was 4. I'm gonna take my foot off, and now I'm gonna finish this whole sequence. So here I am. I'm gonna go a little wider than shoulder, number 1. Okay, so we're doing a bit of a modified, not really, but I'm doing this to benefit people's joints and their backs, and I want to do it correctly, okay? So I'm doing what is generally called a deadlift, but I do not straighten my legs. My knees are bent. And as I'm down here, I'm really increasing my hip hinge, and then I push and I bring those weights to the side. And I'm gonna do 3 more, I'm telling you, okay? Go into your heel as you do your hip hinge. Say rib cage up, keep my chin tucked, heels, and open, okay? 2 more, here we go. Hip hinge, all the way down, into the nose, now out through the nose. Here we go. In through the nose, and heels, and out through the nose. Here we go, 1 more, last one. Heels, and out through the nose. Yes, okay. Now we're gonna go right directly into a split stance on the floor, okay? Now hang out here, and if you're gripping your weights, your hands may become tired. Anytime you need to, put them down, stretch them out, and then pick them back up. So I took 1 step, and now just take a step a tiny bit wider. We did it in our warm-up. You take a step, you pull yourself back, toes are forward, and I'm letting the weights just hang off my fingertips. See, I still control them, but I'm not gripping them. Okay, now again, pull yourself back, pretend I'm right there, and I'm tapping you on your chest to push you back just a bit. Okay, now rotate that back knee, rotate the back knee, so it's heading down, but you're carrying a medium weight, most of you. So as I go down, I'm going to keep my hands facing my pant seam, okay? I don't want my shoulders turning in. I want to keep them wide because this is part of core training right now. Bend that back knee into the nose. Say rib cage up, go as far as you can, and then come back, okay? Open those shoulders, yes, keep them open. As you go down, your body is going to naturally want to round your shoulders. Fight that. See, I've got my heel lifted in the back, in through the nose, out through the nose. As you go down, you're only bending through the hip and through your knee, okay? Everything else is maintaining extension, okay? Don't round your shoulders. In through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Okay, bring that foot back. Let's put our weights on our little pillow. Take a little break. Don't forget which leg was in the back. Don't forget which leg was in the back. I know, okay? Take a walk, open, close your hands, open, close your hands. So if you picked up a medium weight or one that was challenging for you, your hands and your grip and your forearm and your whole upper body benefits, but you have to take breaks, okay? So shake out, pull your hand back with an arm that's straight and a shoulder that is down, okay? See that? Then do the other one. See, keep your shoulders down and really recover with your hand, all right? So this was the leg I had going back the first set. So this is the leg that's gonna go back on this one, okay? So I'm gonna go pick my weights up again. I haven't changed them. They're still the medium weight. All right, so I'm gonna push my butt back, grab my weights, okay? And I'm gonna take a step with the leg that was in back last time, okay? A tiny bit wider than what you're normally used to. And when you do that, and you've got your weights now, okay? So bring your heel up in the back. Bring your heel up in the back. Bend that knee down. Bend that knee down. Go down as far as you can, but if you start leaning too far forward, then you're done. You can't go anymore, okay? So this is a push-pull. This is a move that's gonna make your push-pull muscles, joints, connective tissue, everything, whoa, they have to be on board, okay? Or you will fall right over on your nose, all right? So bring the heel up and back, rotate into your toe in the back, or the box of your toe, the toe box. Drop your knee, stay level, in through the nose, out through the nose, and you go down. See, I go down even a ½ inch more each time. I got 2 more of these, okay? In through the nose, go just a tiny bit more, but don't lean forward. Don't let your knee go out over your toe in the front. Stay back, stay back. Yeah, you can do it if you just think about it, okay? Okay, one more. Drop that knee, drop that knee, drop that knee down. Oh, it is snowing. Kathy was correct. Straighten up, and come back. Step. Whoa. All right. Big breath. Now, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put my weights down carefully. And then instead of nothing, I'm going to go straight back to light. Okay, now I'm picking up light. So it was medium to light to medium. And now I just picked up light. I'm going to put those weights right there on my shoulders. I'll hold them into place with my thumbs. Okay. And see, this is a move that people can do quite nicely with bags of beans, bags of rice, those types of things. All right. So I'm just hanging on here, right here with my thumbs, and I'm going to take my little disc, my little pillow, disc, whatever, okay? And I'm going to step in the middle, and I'm going to exaggerate my knee lift and put it down. But I'm going to go back now the same way. So I'm going to come right here. You might have to do a little toe tap, because I'm going to take this same leg, I'm going to lift, hold balance for 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and put it back down. In through the nose, out through the nose. Okay, so you're hanging on to these weights right here. So what are my light weights? My light weights right here are 6 and 6. So as I come into this unstable position, okay, my knee is going to stay soft. I'm going to use a toe tap on the pillow. I'm going to bring that knee up before I put it down. Okay, now let me caution you. Yes, this is going into a balanced situation, single foot balancing. Oh my goodness. Anytime you need to, you put that toe right here. And maybe you don't feel like you can come up with weights here. That's okay. Just walk over and back. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to hold 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. See how I tap down anytime I think I need to? And then I come back down. Then you take that foot down. Okay? Now, all of us have a stronger side and a weaker side. Okay? That's just how our brains, control things. And with injuries and with however your structure is, that's just the way it is. So it's up to you to figure that out. So this used to be my strong side, but now This is the hip replace side. And I have to really work at it. Okay. So see how I have my foot on the pillow and I'm toe tapping here and I'm saying rib cage up and I'm saying shoulders down, in through the nose, out through the nose. And I know this is going to be a harder side. So I'm going to use the toe tap heavily. And I may just be able to hold it up here, 1001. And then I step down. Maybe I can't hold it up there, 1001, 1002, 1003. Then I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to toe tap, soften my knee, and I'm going to bring the knee up, 1001, 1002. Okay, step back. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Okay, so a lot of times you don't want to do the side that's hard, and that's exactly what you need to do. Okay, drop your shoulders in through the nose, toe tap on my pillow, bring that knee up as far as I can. Soften your supporting knee, soften it. Everybody wants to lock it, don't lock it. And then step down, okay? So for people with all kinds of issues with back, hip, knee, foot, oh my goodness, this is a workout. Stay with me, don't cheat on it, okay? Even though I know that's what you want to do. All right, I'm fixing to take my front foot back. And normally I could just take it right up and go into this, but take it up, toe tap, then go from there. Don't lock your knee that's supporting you. Here we go, one more. In through the nose, bend the knee, toe tap, bring it up, 1001, 1002, okay, 1003. Now I'm gonna go back the same way. Rib cage up. I'm gonna come here, bend the knee, bring it up, and step back. Okay, and then I'm gonna come off of that. And I'm gonna take these, which by now, even though you picked up lightweight, you're feeling it in that trapezius. It was, woo, because they were trying to maintain. That's why I keep hammering at you guys to take care to get your lineup correct. Because when you go and put 12 pounds right here, and let's say you're flexed forward, well, you're already in trouble, okay? So if you know you have a very big forward flexion issue, maybe you just want to hang on to these and try to keep dealing with that, okay? So that's up to you. Okay, big breath. So now we're going to capitalize on what we started with our upper body. We're going to go wide over the pillow. Okay, see my elbows are forward. My hip hinge is softened and bending and pushing my butt back. See that? The minute that you have this kind of weight right here that you're hanging on to and you brought it up here, and then I tell you to push your butt back, wow, with your knees soft, when you push your butt back, you should really feel your back extensors. And then I'm going to open. Then I'm going to do that again. See, I'm going to push that butt back. I'm going to go into my heels. I'm going to open. And then I'm going to push back again. I'm going to open. And I'm going to push back again. I'm going to open. I'm going to pay attention. Where is my elbows? They should not be shooting backwards. They're right here, coming into a hinge, opening, into a hinge, opening. Couple more. Yeah, push that butt back. Here we go. Push that butt back. Woo. Push that butt back. Woo. And just two more. Stay with me. So this is definitely back extensors. Big time. Shoulders. Yes. Breath. Okay, I think one more. I think I got that mixed up. Kathy's probably yelling. Sorry, Kathy. Okay, here we go. Big breath. Yes. Hip hinge. Yes. Now we're going to counter everything we just did, because I'm going to go into a bent over. I'm going to take my elbows back, and I'm gonna take these lightweight and just push them back. And I'm just gonna do a hip hinge push, hip hinge push. My toes are forward, push, shoulders are down, in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Woo! So down, all the way back up. Do not lock your knees. Do not lock your knees. Drop your shoulders. Yep. In through the nose, out through the nose. My dogs could care less about this whole thing. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Just 2 more. Push and push. Yay. Okay. Put your weights down in your little holster. Grab your little pole, your little disc, whatever it is you got. I have a fan going up here, so make sure you don't hit it. Let me check our little time. I need to get me a clock where I can see it. We're doing pretty good. Okay. So what I'm trying to do by using different modalities, especially where your legs are concerned, and your back extensors. So here I am, I'm gonna step wide, and I'm doing the little witch's brew type thing, okay? There's a joke there somewhere, but I won't go there, okay? Now go reverse. Here we go, here we go. See, I'm shifting side to side, but my knees are bending. And when my knees bend, I push my butt back, all right? Then I'm gonna take it right here. I'm gonna just turn. My toes are forward. I'm going to get a little turning all the way down into the knee, but not much. You know why? Because I'm not pivoting right now. I wanna get that little push-pull, a little bit. And if my knees are soft, and if I'm in a hip hinge position, keep my chin down. Do not lean out of the column, okay? Do you see how I'm turning, but I'm not shifting like this? I'm not doing that. We'll do that at some point, but right now, your best bet for recovery right now for your lower back, for your shoulders, for your hips, is to stay in this kind of a little turning. A pull, a pull, a pull. And see, I'm not going super fast. I'm just taking the pole and going a little bit more without overbending. Don't overbend out of the column. Big breath, and big breath. Yes. Now, I'm gonna put my pole down. This next one, I'm gonna use the chair, a pretty heavy weight. If you wanted to make this very challenging, you could, with what we're gonna do this. We're gonna put our hand here, and we're going to bring a weight here, and then we might be lifting one leg versus the other leg. And if you wanted to make it challenging for yourself on the get-go, just go ahead and step into your little pillow, okay? So you're gonna step into your pillow, you're gonna put one hand here, and you're gonna do this, okay? So you're gonna go a little bit heavier than normal, and I'm gonna do this side first. So I'm bringing my pillow over here so that I get a normal shoulder width stance. And there I'm gonna go into my hip hinge. I'm gonna put my hand here. I'm gonna put a little bit of weight in here, okay? Not tons, because I'm balancing in my feet. See that? Now, if you're like, okay, I'm really pushing, then don't use the pillow. Just step on the floor. Okie dokie? So I'm gonna pick up one weight, and what is that weight gonna be? It's gonna be challenging. So I will say challenging, all right? And even though I'm just doing one hand, you see what I'm gonna ask my body to do is the number one, I'm gonna ask myself to hold stability. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. put my hand right here. My elbow is bent. And this is right here. It's going to come up and it's going to go back. So you're asking this part of you to push this back. And here's the deal. When you do this, I want you to hold it there for a second and really feel this, okay? This is the tricep. Let's try. 3 heads to that muscle. It can take quite a bit of weight. Your shoulders are down. You're on a spongy pad, so that's making you work harder. You don't have to do that. If you don't want to stand on it and you want to just do this, concentrate on the move, that's fine too, okay? Whatever works for you. My elbow is soft. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to push it back. I'm going to hang out here for a second and go down, push it back into the nose, out through the nose. Keep your shoulders, both shoulders down. Push a little pressure into your hand that's on the chair. Stay with me. In through the nose, out through the nose, tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. You should be feeling it now. We're going to hold, 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 hold. Bring it back in. Here we go. Push it out. Hold, 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 hold. Back down. Bring it up. Hold, 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 hold. And come down and come back. Okay. Now, if you have nothing going on with your shoulders, great. Use this weight on the other shoulder. However, I know that I'm recovering from my shoulder little issue. So I'm going to go lighter. See, I'm just going back into making these muscles. And some of you would say, well, Jeannie, you know, that's not this, that's this. When you were just now doing this, you felt that. If you were doing it correctly, you felt that in your whole shoulder girdle. It's a great move, but I am just going to go lightly, okay? So here I am. I'm on my little pad. My hand is right here. I'm going to bring my elbow up. I'm going to push the elbow open. See, so I'm going to put a little pressure in the hand that's on the chair. And then I'm going to carefully feel how that move is impacting not only the back of my arm, but my shoulder. Okay, and I'm going very controlled. I'm staying in a hip hinge. I'm keeping my back very, very extended. In through the nose, out through the nose. Stay with me, stay with me. I'm doing every single one of these with you. Equalize your shoulders. Put a little more pressure on your hand that's in the chair. Okay, I can tell now, even with this lighter weight, I've got 2 more to do correctly. The minute you start doing your move incorrectly, then you're compromising. Then you want to put that weight down and do the move with no weight. Okay? So here's our move again. On the floor, it's right here, and it's pushing back. And you, if you had no weights at all, and you just went into this move right here with your hands, you could be squeezing a ball and push them back there, okay? And come back up. You can do one at a time, but with no weight. See, I want you to contract that muscle back there, okay? That is a valuable move, very valuable. You've got to turn on all those nerves that connect to those muscles when you're trying to work yourself out of an injury type situation. And so a lot of these moves should be done with no weights. Contract that muscle back there. Squeeze your hands right there. And then come back, okay? Now I told you at the beginning, I was gonna use these little bands, right? So big breath, yes. And I think I will tell you on Friday this week, we don't have time this morning. We're gonna use these bands and I'm gonna use them on your legs, okay? But right now we're gonna finish up with our upper body, okay? And we're gonna address the back of the legs while we do this. So I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna put a toe back here. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm gripping the band and I'm not breaking the wrist. I'm keeping it in neutral, okay? So the minute that I do this, I'm gonna come from this move right here, drop my shoulders, bring the elbows back, and just open the back part of my hands. That's it. Hang on, drop your shoulders, really put the pressure on there, and just do a little tiny lift off the floor, squeeze in your gluteal. This addresses the gluteal, the lower back, the hamstring, all the way down the string of muscle. And I'm holding this band. 2 more, hold it. See how I got it taut and you release. That move, this one with the band, done properly, with your shoulders down, really pulling those shoulder blades together, will give you so much relief from shoulder pain that it's almost unreal. You just hardly can't believe it, okay? Now, if you want to make this even harder, you can do this whole thing standing on that little pillow, but hey, let's just do easy right now. Did I say that? Okay. Yes, it's snowing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna stand here. See that? I'm gonna bring my elbows in, keep my wrist neutral, and as I pull back, my shoulder blades roll into my back, and all I do is put my toe down here, and I just bend my supporting leg, and I just try to squeeze my gluteal, and I lift as I'm holding this band super taut, right there. Breath into the nose, out through the nose, drop your shoulders. Couple more. Yes. 2 more, just 2 more. Hold. Okay, keep holding. Pull your shoulders down. Really open those hands and shoulder blades go into the back. Now release. Oh my goodness, you should have been yelling at me. But that's what it takes. It takes that rolling in, holding, and then releasing. Okay, now we're going to do this and this. See this? This is like a pendulum. So I'm not lifting my arms. I'm not. I'm pushing my butt back and I'm just doing an egg beater type of a motion. See that? And then I'm going to go open. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to hug myself, put my shoulders down, put my elbows down, pull through the shoulders here, and then open again. Okay? Now I'm going to grab my pole, and now I'm going to pivot my foot. So I'm going to step wide. Now I'm going to turn. So I'm going to turn, but what I'm not going to do is lean out. So then I'm going to come right back here. I'm going to pivot and turn, but I'm going to stay in the column. Turn, pivot, and then come back. Turn, pivot, and come back. Turn, pivot, and come back. Tight tummy. Turn, pivot, and come back. Whoa. I am hoping by firing some of those muscles, I mean, not firing them like letting them go. I mean, fire them like getting them working, that you're feeling better. Okay, I'm going to take off our recording. Good job, you guys.